right, welcome everybody. I see this is the problem. I keep not looking. I'm looking at my notes for the beginning of the show instead of looking at the camera transition. I need to start doing that. But welcome to the MadBox podcast. It is a mad world, and we're here to open up the MadBox and let all of the things loose. Do our best to close it back up again when we're done. I am Tinfoil Tom, also known as Mr. Whiskers Loves You on Twitch, joined with me, with you, as always, with the beautiful MfNoah. Noah, how's it going?
Hello. Feel good, man. How you doing, dude?
I am doing well. I told you this prior to the podcast, but I can officially announce that I have clean laundry.
Oh my God, that's so big. That's huge, man.
It's absolutely huge news. Well,
when did you get the news?
This is apartment building news. I think anybody who lives in an apartment understands that if
I'm
there
so
is
ready for your local apartment news, man.
Well, if there's an opening, you've lived in an apartment that has communal laundry before, right?
Nope.
No, you've never. So you've always had an
no.
in-unit
I had to go to
washer and
laundromat. I had to go to laundromat.
Oh,
yeah.
See,
yeah.
I've always had either in-unit washer and dryer or a laundry room. And our apartment building has a laundry room. And if you live in a building with a laundry room and it's like, a fairly decently sized complex, that if that thing is open, if that washer and dryer is open, you got to snag it before somebody gets in there, because then they're going to be in there for 3 or 4 hours. And then you're never going to get in there.
Honest. Do you have to watch it? You have to wait for your time, your moment to strike?
Sometimes it's always busier. So if I do my laundry during the week, I'm going to give you guys, everybody, you and everybody in the chat, way too much information.
Dude, I'm so ready right now, man.
On Mondays, the old man that lives a few units down does his laundry, him and his wife's laundry. So I know that Monday, he's a very nice guy. His name is Mario. I know that Mario does his laundry on Mondays. So Mondays, I can't really do laundry until later at night because Mario is doing his laundry during the day. During the weekend,
how long does it take for Mario to do his laundry that you can't do it at all?
I mean, a couple of loads, but then he's in there. You know what I mean? You don't so I will also preface this and say,
it's Mario. He's got a bunch of laundry. It's Mario.
Wait, well, I mean, he does laundry once. He's an old man. He does his laundry, him and his wife's laundry, once a week. So he's going to be in there for, a while. I also don't want to crowd him. I will also preface this by saying, I live on an apartment building with multiple floors. Each floor has X amount of units, and there's one washer and dryer per floor. So there's a tiny laundry room per floor. And there's enough apartments that if everybody's doing laundry at the same time, and also if one of the other floors, if that unit is washer and dryer is broken, people will then take their laundry from that floor and then bring it up to my floor. So then you've got more than one floor all doing washer and dryer.
This sounds like a mess, man. Sounds terrible.
It is, but that's this is apartment. this is apartment building life.
So do you have your time? Does everyone know this is Tom's time to do laundry?
So this is very sneaky and also probably illegal of me. But
what? How is it illegal? What do you?
Well, I mean, I say illegal is not actually illegal, but you're not supposed to do laundry after 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock is quiet hours. But if I stop streaming at 9 or 10 o'clock, I will just do my laundry at night, and I will disregard this rule. And nobody has complained yet, because then nobody is doing laundry because they're not supposed to be doing laundry. But I'm doing laundry.
Hey, you gotta get it. You gotta do it when you can, right? You gotta get your bag, dude. Literally, your laundry bag.
My laundry bag. But I also wanted, I wanted to get a load of laundry in before the show. So thankfully, I now have socks and underwear, and as does my wife and I have clean undergarments. I'm very happy. I'm very happy about this.
Can I give you my normal anecdote for today too?
Yes. Okay.
I went to Costco with Carmen. All right, and the craziest thing happened while I was getting my mocha drink from the the cafeteria area. I watched this lady. Okay, I watched this lady make my drink, take a lid, put it on. The lid doesn't fit. She takes it off, puts another one. That lid doesn't fit, so she takes it off again. She takes the same lid from the same package, puts it on. That lid doesn't work. Okay, Tom, I'm gonna give you 3 numbers, and you tell me which one is correct for the amount of times she tried to put the lid on. Okay, was it 5 times, 8 times, and then I'm just gonna throw like an astronomical number. It can never be this way, right? Like 15 times. Okay, so you pick.
15.
It was 15. I sat there and watched this lady for 6 minutes straight take off lids and try a new one over 15 times straight, Tom. She went to the back and got a new fresh thing of lids and tried like 5 more from those.
You know what the crazy thing? You know what the crazy thing about that story is as well? Also, I went to Costco. I went to Costco this week too.
That's the crazy thing.
Well, no, this is just tangent. I like Costco. My wife loves Costco. It must be a thing. If you're like I'm Costco indifferent. She loves Costco. She had a very rough day and she wanted a Costco hot dog. So we.
Oh my God, it's so good, dude. For $1.
That's why. So my wife isn't vegetarian, but she mostly. But she was just like having a rough day, and she was like, we need to get gas, and Costco has gas. So she was like, I would like to get gas, and I would really like a Costco hot dog. Can we go and do that? And I was like, yeah, sure. But to that point, so I also went to Costco this week. Costco has really strict hiring practices. So the fact that they hired it's very, very hard to get a job at Costco because it pays.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Costco is like, I've tried to get a job at Costco forever. Apparently, Costco pays.
I know they treat their workers really well. Yeah.
So it's very difficult to get a job at Costco. They pay way higher than the retail industry for their job. I think that cashiers there top out at like $30-something an hour. And then if you work there for
$30 an hour, that's insane.
Yes. And that's after like 5 years of working at Costco, and they have really good health benefits. They have like all that stuff is, they get a free Costco membership. They also cause I've looked into it. Like, I think if you work for the company, it's like 5 years, you get like a check for like X amount of dollars, like a bonus. And then I think it's if you work there for 20 years or 25 years or something, you get like a check for like $10,000. They're like, here you go. So it's like
that's kind of fucking insane, man.
Well, it's like a career retail job. So it's like, it's very difficult to get a job there. So to that point, somebody who doesn't know how to put a lid on a drink got this job. And I felt
bad for her because I wanted to walk over, right, and tell her, because you're waiting away from the. I'm just watching her from afar. I wanted to walk over and say, "That's fine. I don't need a lid," right? But I just kept thinking she'll like give up and she'll just put it out or something. So I just waited until that would happen, right? Like if I was doing it, I'd give up after the 4th lid if I really couldn't do it, right? Hey, sorry, the lid won't fit. Maybe the cup's messed up. Maybe you try a new cup. Maybe you refill it with a different cup. But no, Tom. This woman sat there and tried 15 times through multiple different lid containers. She finally got it. I mean, it worked.
How was your mocha? How was your mocha?
It was fine, but there was shit all over it because she kept manhandling it. That was the most manhandled drink. She was sitting there like this, like with her hunched over back, just like trying to put it together.
I don't think I would want it anymore after somebody was like touching it like that. I would feel like the drink, it would kind of like it would ruin my excitement for the drink. I would be like, you know what? It's okay. I don't really. Maybe it was a sign. Maybe that was maybe that was a sign.
Do you want to know what the fucked up thing is?
Yes, I do.
I don't use the lid anyway. I took it off and put a straw in and walked away.
So you could have you should have did it in front of her. Just like.
I should have, but she was so exasperated when she put it on the thing. She almost like threw it onto the fucking table. She was like, "Oh, put it there," and walked away. I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like she would have hit me if I took it off and walked away. She would have jumped over the counter.
I think she was having a rough day, but I'm glad you got your drink finally. But yeah, that's crazy.
was
Well,
good.
see, this is what we have to deal with. This is why it's a mad world. This is part of it being a mad, this is a mad event. I will also, this is a good segue. Before we get into the rest of the show, I will also say we are joined every week by producer Jamie. Producer Jamie, all the way in Great Britain land.
The land of the sleeping.
Jamie, are you there? Nope, he's sleeping. Of course he's sleeping. Of course he's sleeping. We are joined every week by producer Jamie. We have some exciting things to talk to you all about this week. We have exciting things to talk to you about every week. But before we get into the stories, I will say, wherever you are watching this, wherever you are listening to this, whether it be on Spotify, whether it be on YouTube, please give this a like. Please give this a comment if you can, a rate and review. We actually have 4 positive ratings on Spotify right now. We are finally,
really?
We've joined the Spotify game. So
is that me, you, Jamie, and your mom?
One of them is me, and the other 3 are mods on my Twitch, probably.
Okay.
and you. No, but they do listen. I will say we are trying to grow. We are maturing. We are maturing as individuals. I think that I started as a YouTuber who got into streaming, who is now trying to expand more so into podcasting. I know that you're a streamer and you're trying to blossom.
I feel like I have really matured, man. Yeah, in my adult years, I just play video games and do a podcast.
Yeah. I guess we really haven't matured. If anything, I did think about this. I did think about this the
Tom
other day.
being like, I feel like we've really matured, and he has a Minecraft pickaxe behind it.
Yeah. Okay, let me back it. Let me back that up. We're trying to mature as content creators.
As far as a content creator could mature, correct?
Yes, we're maturing as content creators. But if we're going to compare, are we maturing as adults? Very debatable. Very debatable. I mean, I've worked as like a manager for like grocery retail and like a manager for like coffee shop chains. That would probably be arguable as like, that would be like all right, you're an adult now, but now you've got your Minecraft pickaxe and you're headed down to the mines with Steve. We are maturing as content creators, but we do need your help. If you are able, please give it a like, give it a comment, a rate and review. We will have a commercial eventually that's going to be our segue after our weird, strange news. But for now, we'll give it one more plug before we get into the second hour. But in the first hour, every week we are doing weird and strange news. Are you ready for some weird and strange news, Noah?
I'm ready to get weird and strange with the news. Yes, I'm ready.
Should we start off with the lighter? Well, I guess this isn't a lighter story, but all right. Before we get into the main story,
what are you gonna say?
So this is actually kind of a dark story. So did you hear about this lasagna thing that happened? This lasagna story.
This is the dark story, the lasagna story.
Well, before we get into the big story, I want to talk about this. So this was just
what is so dark about the lasagna?
Well, I'm gonna tell you about it. So this is a crazy story. So this is in I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pronounce this. This is in Winneshiek County, Iowa. So this woman was arrested in January 2026. Her name is Amber Dina Snow. And she tried to, this is a super messed up story. She tried to poison a family member, a pregnant family member. She took oxys, crushed the oxy up, baked it into a lasagna, gave it to them, trying to cause a miscarriage. And obviously she was found out, and she gave the laced lasagna to a family member, trying to cause a miscarriage. The victim did not know about this plan, and she was coordinating this with somebody else. She has been charged as of Tuesday. Snow was booked into Winneshiek County Jail on multiple charges, including delivering a controlled substance, intentionally trying to terminate a human pregnancy, without the knowledge or voluntary consent of the pregnant person.
That's horrible.
Child, yeah, that
is a very dark lasagna story. I didn't know it could work.
I think that this is quite possibly the worst lasagna that I've ever ever. I think it's an understatement. Child endangerment, administering a harmful substance to an adult, and administering a harmful substance to a juvenile. And the sheriff has said that additional charges and arrests are expected. I saw this story, and first of all, obviously this is a mad story, and I talk about, we talk about true crime, we talk about the paranormal and all that stuff. This is like evil is the only way that I can describe it.
It's kind of messed up. It's not weird or strange. It's horrible.
I don't understand, and I saw this on the news the other day, and I don't understand why you would do what. I don't understand what goes through somebody's head. And like, obviously you hear stories about poisonings and stuff like that before, but there's an even darker level to this. So deep, like there's
even darker.
I'm gonna make a joke, and I shouldn't make a joke because this is
Tom
horrible.
Preferencing is going to make a joke about. Okay, I'm ready, Tom. I'll let you cook. Not lasagna, but I'll let you cook.
Just like a lasagna, there's many layers to this crime.
Okay, good one.
I had to preface that by saying I was going to try to make light of it. I will also say I've heard in past episodes of our previous podcast, if we make a joke about a dark situation, I will preface that by saying I think that you have to. I do think that is a way to cope with dark situations. Is you have to make light of dark situations, and you have to be able to talk about it. And
that wasn't that bad of a joke. You're fine.
No, it's not. That's not that. I think there's a line of like, are you going to be disrespectful, or are you just going to talk about it? And I disagree. Somebody said something in one of our last podcasts where, not the MadBox, but the Odd Boys podcast, where we did talk about something. We tried to make light of it. We tried to because you have to like laugh about things to like talk about them, to have a discussion about them. I think that that's a way to cope with it. And somebody was like, I can't believe these guys made a joke. But like, you have
you
to
don't
be.
Have to worry about that guy.
Right. I think you have to.
As long as you're like not laughing at the fact that she had like a miscarriage or something. I think it's fine.
And
you can make a lasagna joke here and there. Yes.
I think that you have to be able to make light of situations, and I think that that's a way to cope with it. But this is so for this crime in particular, I don't understand. And the woman's name is Amber Dina Snow. She's 36 years old. This was also a family member that she tried to do this to. So I really just don't understand what was, and obviously, like, I'm sure that there's going to be interviews with this person. There's going to be a trial. I don't know if she was under I assume she was administering oxys to this person, this family member. So
I mean, is there any more information about it? Because I could totally see like they know they can't really handle the child or something, so they took it into their own hands, not to justify it, but to get into their weird, sick, twisted mind, something like that happening.
This is pretty breaking. It story came out a couple days ago. So I believe that Miss Snow was arrested, and now they're in the midst of like the investigatory process.
Her name was Amber.
Amber. Yep.
Those Ambers, man. Those Ambers, dude. Amber Snow, Amber Heard.
Amber Heard. Well, Amber Heard. That was a whole. That's a whole
thing too, dude.
That's a whole different. I mean, she was. I'm sure we could have an episode about Amber Heard. I still don't understand.
Speaking on the topic of jokes, can I have a quick aside? I was just thinking, if you were to poison someone, okay, a lasagna is probably a pretty good choice, no? A lot of ways you could hide it. It's like a bunch of layers, bunch of cheese, sauce.
I mean, I think that that's the whole thing, is that this person, like, you have the sauce, like, that's a very flavor heavy dish. And I'm sure like there's all the cheese, there's all the sauce, there's the pasta itself. There's different layers of it. So if you were just going to take like a layer of crushed, because I've never taken,
it was like a fucking full layer of Oxycontin under one.
I think it was I mean, maybe I was gonna say I don't know if it was like it was like a Parmesan cheese.
Like grated like fucking cheese on there.
No, I think that she I think if I'm reading the story
Grated
correctly,
Oxycontin.
I think she crushed it and then she put it in with the layers. But yeah, super. This is a crazy story, and I mean, like I said before the show, I watch things like Forensic Files, and this could have easily turned into like, what if this person put in a ridiculous, because you can overdose on Oxycontin, right?
Yeah.
So
I think you can.
So this isn't like I crushed up some aspirin or something. This like, which is still bad. Like I crushed up.
They
this
had
thing
bad
and put it in.
intentions. Yeah, they wanted to hurt this person.
This was with the intention of, and this was a family member. So not that I can not I don't condone any sort of violence or any sort of like malicious action, but also to do this to your family member and who has has a unborn, like they did this with the intention of causing a miscarriage too.
Some people are sick, Tom. Some people are very sick in the head.
This is a messed up story, but we'll keep an eye on this one. This one is, I'll say that this is our darkest story, I think, of the week, but
no, it was
crazy.
You want to go straight into the crime. I was thinking you were going to talk about Bigfoot. You went straight to the lasagna crime.
All right. We can pivot. We can pivot to Bigfoot. Noah, you're in big trouble. You are in big trouble because there is a Bigfoot flap happening right now in Ohio. And
what does that mean, Tom?
Okay, so does everybody in the chat, and also this is to Noah, but also anybody in the chat or anybody listening at on Spotify. So a Bigfoot flap it's Bigfoot terminology in like Bigfoot, I guess like the Bigfoot culture. If there is a large amount of Bigfoot activity which is localized to a specific area in a short amount of time, that's referred to as a Bigfoot flap. And specifically, this is a Bigfoot. That's the term, is Bigfoot flap. And there is a Bigfoot flap happening right now in Ohio. The Bigfoot Society researcher Jeremiah Byron of the podcast Bigfoot Society has said that there is a possible Bigfoot flap happening right now after receiving 2 separate eyewitness accounts of large, hairy figures in the Mantua Center on March 6th, and again,
where's that?
The following day.
Where's that?
This
again?
This is in Ohio.
Okay, they ain't got nothing out there, man. They're making shit up, dude. What do you mean?
No. According to the Bigfoot Society, so this is expanded. Now there's been even more Bigfoot sightings. They're up to 7 Bigfoot sightings. There's been
how close are they though? Like there's multiple Bigfoots?
This is like,
or the same Bigfoot making its rounds?
This is like all in like this small geographic area over several towns in Ohio. But this is also suggesting that there is a Bigfoot migration happening because it started on the left and now it's going to the right, which means that the Bigfoots could be headed in your direction.
You think they're coming to New York?
I do. I think that the Bigfoots are migrating.
They're going to make a stop in Manhattan, maybe go to the Big Apple, maybe Times Square, take pictures with Elbow.
I don't know where the Bigfoots are going, but so they started in Mantua, and these are a 9-foot and an 8-foot Bigfoot was spotted. Okay, and then they went to Streetsboro. There's a sighting. They were in Mantua Center, then they were in Garrettsville, then they were in Windham, Ohio, and finally they were spotted. This is over 3 days, 4 days. 4 days. They're referring to this as the. Are you ready? Are you ready for this?
Okay, I'm ready. Yeah.
Okay, this is being referred to as the Northeast Ohio 2026 Bigfoot sighting surge.
Whoa.
Yeah.
This is big for Ohio. This is huge news.
This is Bigfoot for Ohio. This is Bigfoot for Ohio.
Okay, is there any like real hard evidence of these sightings, or is it just people tweeting about it or saying things that they've seen?
Eyewitness accounts, and eyewitnesses would never lie.
Okay, so but eyewitness accounts, where are they going to? Like, where are they going to with this information? Are they DMing Bigfoot Society on Twitter?
They are. They're contacting. They're contacting the source, Bigfoot_society. These are the Bigfoot experts.
Dude, they don't even think of taking a pic in a day and age where everyone has phones and not even one picture surfaced. A single one.
I think that the problem with taking a picture is that people would just accuse the picture of being AI. They wouldn't believe it. But and they also say in the article that
as much as people would believe just random DM, hey, I saw Bigfoot over here.
I will say I think the funniest part is that in the article I read, it does say not a single witness has managed to photograph or film the creature, nor report their encounter to law enforcement. They only specifically reported to Bigfoot_society. Now, Bigfoot_society wouldn't be making this up, would they? I don't think so.
You know, it's so funny that didn't even cross my mind, that whatever Twitter account is trying to gain traction on the internet. I just thought maybe people were all collaborating to make some, they probably just made it up, huh?
I think
freaking made it up.
Listen, I love Bigfoot and I love Bigfoot stories. Bigfoot is a super fun story. And I do think there is most of the Bigfoot sightings that I'm aware of are all in Northern California and the Pacific Northwest, but there's still significant tree cover. There's a lot of uninhabited areas of the Pacific Northwest and Northern California where if there's going to be some sort of like hidden ancient creature, it's going to be there in an area where there's no people.
I've never been to Ohio. Is it more flat and like less wooded?
I think Ohio. I've never been to Ohio either. I think that Ohio is pretty flat, but I do know that area of the country, there's obviously like less population density unless you're in like Cincinnati is like a city, or Dayton, like the cities in Ohio. Like obviously it's like I think that there's less population density there, but it's pretty flat. It's not like, I know that there's obviously trees and there's obviously like forest in Ohio, but it's not the dense sort of undisturbed forest cover that you find in the Pacific Northwest and Northern California. So I do find this one hard to believe. And
it could have been just like one really hairy hiker that's just traveling across the country.
It could be
LA Beast, right? Or it's a Bigfoot migration. Oh, you think it's LA Beast?
I think it's LA Beast left. Well, he's in New Jersey now. He left. Speaking of, this is a side.
The great LA Beast migration of 2026.
This is a side tangent, but for real, LA Beast needs to just change his name to. He should change his name to New Jersey Beast or something. He hasn't lived in LA and like
that's sacred though. But that's sacred. LA Beast is sacred.
You
know, it's not even LA Beast.
He left LA like 10 years ago. He used to live in somewhere in LA and he doesn't live there. He moved back to New Jersey. He's from New Jersey. He moved back there. He bought a house. I don't get me wrong.
He's
love LA.
He's very Jersey too. You know that? Like he is like quintessential northern New Jersey kind of guy.
I mean, he made an entire video. He made an entire video about Sopranos. He like went to the Soprano houses.
Wait, I didn't know that. Did he actually?
He did like a Sopranos tour and put it on his. I love the Sopranos.
That is so great. Why haven't I seen this video?
It's on his channel. He did like a whole like Sopranos tour. I love LA Beast, but you got to change your name. You're not LA Beast anymore. You left LA.
You 100% disagree. It is sacred, Tom. The LA Beast. You can just say La Beast. How about that?
What about?
It doesn't have to be LA. La Beast.
Hold on a second. I can think of a name that could be better. It could be more profitable for him. What about Mr. Beast? But instead of MR, it's MISTER.
Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. No,
and
Tom.
Then
I honestly think if he changed his name from LA Beast, people would just not understand, never find them again. To be honest, though, anything in his videos LA Beast related at all? Like his YouTube's not called LA Beast. His titles, do they have anything LA Beast related?
I think it's just LA Beast. I think, and he always says I'm LA Beast.
Yeah, but his like YouTube channel is like named something else. I thought it was like Skippy, whatever the fuck.
Oh, he's like
Am I crazy?
Skippity. Yeah, he's like Skippy
Yeah.
62able or whatever. He still introduces himself as LA Beast, and he's still
I think what happened wasn't it? Yeah, it's Skippy 62 Able. Didn't like his main channel get like banned or something?
Oh, I have no idea. Definitely very possible. I love LA Beast, but it could be LA Beast. I think I think for this sighting, it does.
Wait, hold on, Tom. Before you say it,
Uh-huh.
Jamie's looking at the YouTube channel right now, and the channel banner it says in quotes, "I gotta go to the hospital." You see that?
Well, that was his old. He used to say in his old videos. That was like his old thing that he would say.
His catchphrase.
He would end it sometimes by being like, "Oh, I gotta." He would tell his roommate to take him to the hospital and stuff.
That is so.
I don't think he
funny,
actually
man.
went to the hospital. He would like say, "I gotta go. I think I gotta go to the hospital." He would mention it a lot of the time. But I love LA Beast. LA Beast is. I will say this about I will say this truthfully about LA Beast. I think out of all of the OG YouTubers, LA Beast has used the same music the entire time. I think he's using the same god awful editing style. Same.
No, it's amazing, Tom. It's amazing.
I mean, it's a style. LA Beast is proof that by sheer personality, you
And
do
willpower.
not need to willpower. You do not need to improve your content style at all, as long as you're entertaining.
He's done the same thing for like almost 20 years now, right? How many years?
Yeah, it's been 20. He's been on YouTube for 20 years, and I will say, you could put on a new LA Beast video with one of the first LA Beast videos. It is the same music, the same editing style, same intro, outro.
I think he's improved his tech though. His camera, it does look a little bit better over time.
Well, he has like he has like one real camera, and then he'll cut to like his cell phone or something. And before
he had like a different one that was like a.
He might have a DSLR
gimbal,
or something.
Almost.
I think he does use a real camera now, but it's still the same style.
Have you ever seen the Badlands Chug's mouth camera?
No, he has a mouth camera now.
No. So there was and I've only ever seen this one time in one of his videos. He went to go take a sip from a drink, and there was a camera in his mouth, for like POV inside of his mouth with his lips pursed, with the fucking drink going into his mouth. It was the most horrifying thing. I've never seen it a single time after that. It's in one video. I wonder if people like complained about it or something, because that's like a weird.
It was definitely the biggest comment, the most replayed moment of the video.
Yeah, but he never brought it back.
Yeah, he must have had too many like negative comments about it or something. Because that's like if it was like a replayed thing,
yeah,
you'd think that like somebody who's like reliant on he's reliant on views to get like, you know, money for his YouTube. You'd think he would do more of that.
It was like Vor. It was horrifying. You know, in Resident Evil Village, the baby scene where it's like coming at you.
You're just
it's like if you were in the baby looking at Ethan. It's horrible, horrifying.
Jeez. Well,
before the hour's up, though, we got to talk about this general.
We got to talk about the big story here before we get into the other thing. So the Bigfoot, to put a pin in the Bigfoot thing, I love Bigfoot stuff. I follow, like, Bigfoot is like it's like the classic. It's like one of the classics. It's like Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, Atlantis. I love Bigfoot stories. I do think that if there is a Bigfoot, it's probably in the Pacific Northwest. It's probably in Canada. It's probably in Northern California. It's interesting that there's what is being described as a Bigfoot flap happening right now in Ohio, but I will debunk this myself a little bit and say if the only source is Bigfoot _ society.
Is that all it says in the article? That's the only source they link to?
This is like the direct source. It's like,
oh my God.
Like this is the head researcher, and I say, you know, air quotes researcher, Jeremiah Byron. He also has a podcast. So I do think I would love to talk to Jeremiah. Jeremiah, if you see this, we'd love to talk to you about this. If you ever want to be on the show, help convince us that there is a Bigfoot flap happening right now in Ohio. We are open to it.
I would love that. To be honest,
so
like a bunch of Bigfoot migrating to New York, that'd be so sick.
I would love it. So Jeremiah Byron, if you would like to be on this show, we would love to hear about the Bigfoot flap. But I think this one does sound like, and let's give them the benefit of the doubt. This could just be people having fun and reporting to them, because there's no video, there's no photography, and there's no law enforcement reports. So I will be very skeptical about this one. But if Bigfoot Society would like to reach out to us, we would love to talk to you. We need to get into the big story that's happening right now. Did you hear about the missing?
I'm ready for it.
This is the big story. And also for anybody in the chat, let me pull up my notes on this. This is a huge ongoing, this is happening literally right now. Happening right now. There is a missing Air Force general named William McCasland. He disappeared from his home a few days ago. This man is somebody who is incredibly high-ranking Air Force general who he once worked on top secret, he had top secret access to government UFO research and potential evidence. He also served as head of the classified space weapons program and served as head of research at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. And that is also, coincidentally enough, in Dayton, Ohio. So Ohio experiencing a Bigfoot flap. And also, this is where this missing general was.
I really wish you didn't connect that to Ohio.
I had to, this is the, it
I
all
really
makes
wish
sense
you
now.
didn't do that.
It all makes sense now. It's all coming full circle. So Wright-Patterson Air Force.
Got him.
Yeah, maybe
that was why the migration happened.
Wow, we solved it. We solved what happened to the missing general. The Bigfoots took him out. So if you know anything about Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, in mystery conspiracy talk, this Air Force Base is supposedly home to extraterrestrial debris that was found in Roswell, New Mexico, from the Roswell UFO crash from the 1940s. Allegedly, if we're to believe the conspiracy theorists, this Air Force Base is where they took the crashed, the downed UFO and the alien bodies. And this man this is what he actually served. He served as head of research at this base. And he was also oversaw a super secret classified space weapons program. And this guy was not a slouch either. He was an astronautical engineer with degrees from the U.S. Air Force Academy, U.S. Air Force Academy, MIT, John F. Kennedy School of Government from Harvard, and he also served as chief engineer for the Department of Defense Global Positioning Systems program.
Is that what he looks like right now? He's 68?
He's 68, so he's not even that old. And
that's what he looks like, though, at 68? That's incredible.
Let me see this.
You see what Jamie's pulling up right now?
That's it. Yeah. That's it right there. So
he looks incredible for his age. Oh boy.
I will also point out, this may be an older picture. He has been retired for several years.
Okay.
But according to the article that I read, he went out for, I believe he went out for a walk, disappeared. Nobody's seen him since.
Okay. And what is the conspiracy world saying? Obviously, they think the government took him for what? Trying to expose UFOs?
Yeah. So the conspiracy circles have lit up because this man, he just left, he went for a walk. This man was also, he's in good shape, supposedly in sound mind and body, avid outdoorsman. He hikes, he runs, he cycles, works out. This man was like if you picture G.I. Joe, this man was G.I. Joe. This man was Mr. Military General. And so there's no evidence to support that he had some sort of like psychiatric episode. So what the conspiracy people are saying, and this is provable, this man had decades of extremely top secret sensitive information inside of his head, and by all accounts is an absolutely, like, a super highly educated individual. If you are going to kidnap somebody, this is like the man to kidnap. But
Okay.
something that people are saying, and this is why like conspiracy theorists have like lit up for this guy. In recent years, this man has become a UFO whistleblower. So that is
Ah.
yes. So that is the conspiracy theory around the missing general right now, is that in the last couple of years he has become a UFO whistleblower, and he has been slowly exposing government. This is like all provable. Like you can look at like the statements that he's made.
Hmm.
He has become a UFO whistleblower in the last
Where
couple of
he went
years.
for a walk? Where in Ohio? He went for a walk and
Just
never came back.
outside of his house, he just went for a walk at 11 a.m. He just like
Oh,
decided to get some
that's
exercise, go
weird.
for a walk. Um,
Yeah, but also
did
kidnapping someone at 11 a.m. sounds crazy too.
but I mean, what if this man often hiked in like the trails around his house and like all that kind of thing? What if he there?
What
I
if you got
don't
attacked
think
by
it.
an animal in the wilderness? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like we went for a hike or something.
Yeah, I this one is a weird one. He's still missing. The FBI is looking for him. I
I
do
just
think
feel
that
like the government has so much going on right now. You really think that they care that much about the UFO stuff? It's so
I
easy to
mean,
disprove and be like, "Oh, that guy's crazy. It's all AI." You know what I mean? Like I feel like they don't
I
really
mean,
care
but
about it that much.
what if this man was going to expose some big dark government secret?
I
I don't
mean,
know this.
bigger than what's already been exposed.
Yeah, what if he?
I feel
I
like it wouldn't be that crazy anymore. I mean, there is some
yeah.
crazy shit being exposed right now, and nothing's happening. So
That is true. This is like it's less of the fun alien conspiracy stuff, but there is a lot of there is a lot of crazy stuff coming out. I will say this one is strange. I will say
that's definitely
this man,
strange. Yeah,
yeah,
I
this
wonder
man
if like
specifically missing is strange.
I wonder if some like crazed person that is aware of his status and aware of his knowledge kidnapped him to try like just like some psycho kidnapped him to try to like learn more about this kind of stuff. But and that doesn't
Yeah,
really make sense because he was like willing to tell everyone anyway. He was like coming in, he was a whistle. So
right.
like
Well, he also
why even do that?
the funniest thing about this guy is that he'd also been talking to, I don't know if you know this about you know Tom DeLonge, the singer from Blink 182.
I know Blink 182. I did not know his name was Tom
Okay.
DeLonge.
Well, there's Tom DeLonge and there's Mark Hoppus. Those are like the two main singer guys from Blink 182. Tom
Yeah.
DeLonge left Blink 182 and he's recently come back.
Yeah.
He left Blink 182 a few years ago. He started an organization using all of his Blink 182 money, by the way. He made millions and millions of dollars in Blink 182. Started
Oh
using
no.
that money to expose UFOs and like
Oh
expose
god.
alien stuff. He
Is this
started
like a Nicolas Cage pyramid situation?
so I will say no. The reason that you're getting all of the footage about all of the whistleblowers and all of the footage, it's because of the singer of Blink 182.
Is it really?
Yeah, he's been working with like ex-CIA people and like ex-Pentagon people.
That's
And
crazy.
one of those people was this guy.
Wow. Okay.
So say what you want about Blink 182. Tom DeLonge is dead serious about this. He's like using his fortune to expose UFOs and like
that's pretty crazy, man. I
he's
didn't know
basically got the Avengers of like all of these like ex like Pentagon people and ex CIA people, and they're all working for him. He's using his Blink 182 money and he's like paying all of these guys to work for him. And they're all like bringing him like whistleblower, like David Fravor, the guy, the fighter pilot who had the footage of the UFO. He brought that to he brought it to Tom DeLonge distributed that footage.
Wow.
The singer of
Okay.
Blink 182. So the reason that we're getting a lot of this whistleblower stuff is because of the singer of Blink 182.
Huh.
And
I mean,
this
listen,
guy
if
was
there's
working.
anything you could do with your money, that's pretty cool. Instead of just like hoarding it like a dragon.
I will say he also supposedly smokes a lot of weed, which also I think makes sense.
Looks like we got something coming.
We got some UFOs. No, but it's super interesting. He quit Blink 182 for a while to focus on his stuff, to focus on this stuff. He has an organization called To the Stars.
That is a
But that's
really
what
cool
he's
organization. That is a good name. To the
but
stars.
that's what he's doing with his money. It's
Yeah,
I
that's
will
crazy.
say, out of all the celebrity things you can do with your money, starting an organization, like starting the X-Files of your own by being like, all right, I have $50 million. I'm going to expose aliens.
That's sounds like a good use of money for me. I don't know. That sounds cool.
It's very cool.
Better than
But,
Nicolas Cage building going into debt, building a freaking pyramid behind his house.
or buying the other Nicolas Cage story that I love is he went super into debt buying a Superman issue 1. He spent like $1 million on a Superman issue 1. Like Nicolas Cage, I love Nicolas Cage. Oh yeah, I love Nicolas Cage, but he bought he spent millions of dollars buying this like super haunted castle in like New Orleans.
What?
Like this super haunted yeah, he spent like millions of dollars on this like super haunted, like, and then he lost all of his money because he just like,
well, yeah, because he just
was
buys
like
stupid shit, and that is
right. He was like, I want
shit.
this super haunted mansion castle thing in New Orleans, and I'm gonna spend whatever $5 million on it, or I'm gonna buy a Superman issue 1 for $1 million because I want it.
Dude, that's like my wife going into a thrift store and it's like, no, it's stupid. I don't want this is garbage. I don't want that. Nicolas Cage just goes and like, you know what? Let me just buy this like abandoned castle property for no reason, going to that.
Right. Well, it's funny that that's the reason that there's so many weird low budget movies with Nicolas Cage. It's because he went broke, and so to get unbroke because he owed the government so much money, he started accepting any movie that came to him. Like if somebody came to him and was like $10,000 to do this movie, he was like, "Yep." He just started
yeah, I'll do that. Yep.
He just started, but that's why there's so many, like from like 2005 to like 2020, because like now Nicolas Cage is like not broke anymore. Like he has money again.
Is that why we got Ghost Rider?
Well, I think he did Ghost Rider, but I think that was he did. I
like Ghost Rider a lot.
Ghost Rider's surprise. I've gone back and watched Ghost Rider again. It's actually good. It
holds up, dude. Yeah, it really is ahead of its time. Actually, it was actually back though, because that's Marvel, right?
Apparently, Ryan Reynolds did want to bring him back as Ghost Rider, and I don't know the specific details of it, but I did read somewhere that it was like between Ghost Rider and Blade, and they couldn't come to an agreement with Nicolas Cage in regards to like salary, so they got Wesley Snipes to come back as Blade instead.
Okay, but he is going to be in the MCU, right? I completely forgot about this.
Oh yeah,
no, it's confirmed. He's Spider-Man.
Ghost Rider. He's like a noir Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's noir Spider-Man.
Yeah. Nicolas Cage is a great. Hey, say what you will about Nicolas Cage, fantastic actor.
I think he's great.
Well, he in the past couple of years he's been in. He was in a really good dramatic movie called Pig. He's in these two crazy horror movies called Mandy and Color Out of Space.
Jimmy, is that the Badlands Chugs clip? Did you find it?
Yeah, I found it. Drive? Yeah.
You found it. That's so funny.
Was searching for that while you guys were doing it. Anyway, so yeah.
Well, I think that should be. I believe we've gone through. We need to get into the. We need to transition to the next segment. The general. We need to find the general. This is a crazy story, and I hope that nothing bad has happened to him.
I hope he's fine.
But this man is like the top of like military generals with like has crazy information. Went out for a walk, disappeared.
Just so crazy to me that this would be where the government intervenes with the information. Like this is where they got to start taking out people, not what's going on right now. This is it. The UFOs.
Maybe he was gonna. I don't know. Maybe
no, man.
Maybe he was gonna say. Maybe he was gonna say something. Or say something. Maybe he was going to say something that he really didn't like. They didn't want him to say.
I feel like he could come out and say UFOs are real, aliens are real, here's the proof, and everyone would be like, oh, well, that's cool. And that's it. There's so much shit going on in the world right now. I feel like it would just be so whatever. It would be such a whatever thing to learn about that.
What if this is like what if he's working with the government and this is like a fake situation to like distract us?
Yeah. Oh my God.
He's just
Jamie's gonna pull it up. Are you pulling it up
Was
right now,
Jamie-
Jamie?
I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna
Jamie
say
giving
as
us the
well.
chugs?
I'll preface this as well. We did start technically 10 minutes from this timer, so we still have 5 minutes of the news segment. So I guess I can use it to
Okay, we're good.
play the clip. But yeah.
Play the clip, Jamie.
Anyway,
We need to see this. The people need to know.
They need to see.
I'm sorry,
this.
audio listeners. This is going to be a very visceral audio experience for you.
Shout out
watching.
shout out to Badlands Chugs, everybody.
The big Badlands. Here we go.
Here you go.
Is this the whole video, or is this just the clip of what's happening?
This is just the clip because I couldn't find the
Okay.
actual video, so I found someone posted it on Reddit. So here it is.
Okay.
No.
Loud noises.
Jesus.
I mean-
how do you even get a camera that does that, dude?
I think he had to
God.
shove it. He probably had to like shove it into it. He probably has it on like a thing. And I
Like,
think
do
he
they
probably
make
had to, like,
mouth cameras?
Oh yeah, I guess maybe they do. Maybe like dentists and stuff. Because I've definitely seen videos of like people getting surgeries and everything. Maybe he bought something that could be inserted into his. It's a weird angle for sure.
Well, like, I need to know the reasoning, the rationale behind a purchase like that. Yeah, we're gonna start making mouth shots for when he chugs.
I mean, I guess he really this just seems like he had this idea.
It's
to,
reverse
like-
floor.
It's weird.
It's really
Very-
weird and strange.
It's very strange.
Thank
It's
you,
very,
Jamie, for holding the shot. Oh my God. Okay, we need to move on. Okay.
It's very, very, very strange. Well,
Yeah.
we are going to transition. So I will say, in future, we will have a commercial here. So just imagine that this is a commercial. If you would like to support the show, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, and if you're listening to this on something like Spotify, rate and review if you are able. We also have a after show on Patreon. This channel is not monetized as of yet, but we do have a Ko-Fi for direct support, and we do have a Patreon. Every single week, we are doing a bonus bit on our Patreon. So if you would like to see more of this, the stories that we can't get to, we're trying to keep it to a 2-hour podcast, more or less. So the stories that we can't get to, we're going to get to some of those stories on Patreon. And by becoming a Patreon supporter, you get the special little bonus episode. You get a little bit more of the MadBox.
You get the little leftovers.
You get some extra
Little side dish. Yeah, you get a little extra. Little tiny bit.
appetizer?
More of like a tapa.
Ice cream? It's like the dessert?
No, tapas. You know what a tapas is, right?
Yeah, it's like a small little kind of an
thing.
appetizer.
Yeah.
Small little thing.
Yeah.
Thank you everybody. I will say, I think we have 3 or 4 Patreon. Also, didn't you tell? This is something we have to bring up. Didn't you tell Eshin that you were gonna show? We had to talk about like butts or something. Eshin, I'm gonna call Eshin out right now. I know Eshin, so I could call him out. Eshin, what are you doing requesting things like this? You can't request things like this. Just you have to support us because you want to, not because you want to see our buttholes or something.
No, that's not what I said. It's because we were talking about his. Okay, this is gonna get crazy.
We have to see his butthole. I don't want to see his butthole either.
No, it's no buttholes being. You were talking about your Okay, whatever. All right, continue. Next part.
So do we get? So wait, do we have to show? We have to show Eshin a prostate exam? Is that what we have to do?
No, there's no prostate exam. Although Tom did say,
but there could be.
Tom did say if we get 100,000 subscribers, he will do the next MadBox podcast episode at his most recent prostate exam.
I mean, for 100,000 subscribers, I most certainly would. I think we all would.
No, I would not. Yeah, no. I
How
would not.
how many subscribers are we talking about here for a prostate exam episode?
No, 0. I no. No, I would never do that.
Wow, bought that
2
easy? 0 subscribers, everybody. We've already hit
No,
it.
0.
Congratulations.
Easy.
We're-
No,
we're-
no,
we're-
no,
that's
zero.
it, we're doing
Wow,
it.
there we go. We're doing it. It's official.
Got him. Got him. Okay, so
First
so
of all-
next episode, the prostate exam episode.
Yeah.
No, but for real, thank you to everybody who is signed up on Patreon. If you would like to support the show, it helps, give us a cup of coffee, pays for helps pay the bills a little bit. We appreciate it. And thank you everybody for we got a couple ratings, got a couple reviews over on Spotify, and we got everybody over on the YouTube. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
I will also say this is a bit of a variety. The second hour is a bit more of a variety hour. It might be a paranormal topic. Once a month, I'll be presenting a paranormal topic to Noah. It might be the producer hour. It might be us listening to viewers' stories, viewers' creepy stories. We are bringing that in. I think we're going to do that next week. But that's something we should bring up, Jamie. Should we? We discussed pre-show. We're trying to decide, and maybe everybody in the chat can help us out a little bit here, or leave us a comment and let us know. We may see if people want to record themselves. We know that being on a live show is a lot, and not everybody wants to be in front of a live audience or
Live studio audience.
a live studio audience. So what we were talking about prior to the episode is maybe you could send us a video. You could just record yourself on your phone for our next week's episode. Put that in the MadBox Discord, and then we could react to those videos.
I think that'd be better for people. Like instead of like getting cold feet and nerves or whatever, they can control like what they say in a video format or whatever. But that might also be a lot for people to, because not a lot of people know how to like record and upload videos and send videos and edit videos and stuff. We'll see.
I don't think it
We
needs
want to do
edited.
both. We want to do both.
Yeah, we want to
but
do both.
We want to do the edited videos first, so that people can feel more comfortable coming in, and then maybe when we have more of a repertoire with it, we can do a live.
Maybe we could do a mix for next. So next week, our plan is to do our first viewer calls. Maybe we do a hybrid of that, but we're gonna. If you're following us on the Discord, if not, please follow our Discord. I think that link can be found right on our YouTube. And if you would like to send in a story but don't necessarily want to call in, maybe you could, if you feel comfortable, you can send us a video telling us one of your creepy paranormal stories. But we're gonna try to figure that out for next week. For this week, Noah, you have a segment.
I do. So we were going to do something called Welcome to the Unemployment Line, where I talk about Twitch streamer drama and content creator drama, but that doesn't always have good things to talk about. It was getting a little bit too serious, and I didn't really want to bring our podcast into something like that. We want to be more loose, weird, and fun. Although Tom did bring up lasagna child murder as our first topic for today, so maybe that's not as...
and Ashton's butthole. I still don't know why he wanted to show you. I don't know why he...
Okay.
It's like every conversation with Ashton.
What we're gonna do instead, this is a working title, okay? It's called the Noah's Power Hour Gaming Hour. Again, working title. I really don't know what to call it. Okay, that's the first thing that came up. Where we talk about gaming news that's happened within the month, within the week. Some of these things you guys have probably already heard about if you're like into the gaming sphere. I know Tom actually, he was mentioning how he doesn't know this kind of stuff because he's not really tied to that. He does more niche stuff like older games and stuff like that. So we do have a lot of cool stuff to talk about this week. Mainly one, I think Tom would know this because you watch the Game Awards, right?
I'll watch like the highlights. I'll watch the highlights.
So you've seen the highlights.
Yeah, and like I'm aware of like what it is, and I won't watch the whole thing, but I'll kind of skim it. And if there's like if there's a game that I thought was great, like a good example was Alan Wake 2 was nominated 2 years ago, and then they put on like the whole like live performance. So I'll watch clips from the Game Awards, but I won't sit and watch the entire thing.
Okay. Well, I watched the Game Awards every Game Awards that comes around because I'm into the whole gaming space. I'm into games and all that. I am now convinced, and this is my personal conspiracy, okay, that the Game Awards is cursed. It's cursed, okay? And I think Jeff Keighley is responsible. I think Jeff Keighley is a murderer of games.
Do you have proof? What is your proof of this diabolical conspiracy?
Let's talk about first the elephant in the room, which is High Guard. Now, you don't know what High Guard is because you're not into live service gaming, correct?
I've heard the name, but other than hearing the name and like seeing, I don't know, like some like a clip of it or something, like somebody talking about it. I have no other point of reference for High Guard.
Okay, so High Guard was something that came out of nowhere, and I think the way it was announced kind of killed it out of the gate. Although I have heard from people that played it, because I haven't really played it myself, that it was something that was kind of doomed to fail. But Jeff Keighley kind of killed it in the womb. All right. Now, the Game Awards, the entire show, all right, every Game Awards, the final showing is usually the most hype. Okay. We're talking about like the biggest game of that year that everyone's expecting. Okay. That slot is saved for the best shit. Okay. This year's Game Awards was saved for a game called High Guard that everyone was very confused about because of the way he hyped it up. I mean, this guy was like, this is the best game of the year. I played it and it's going to be amazing. This is awesome. Comes out and everyone's like, the crowd goes mild. Whatever. It was like, whatever. Right. Yeah. Anyway, the game comes out and within 45 days, recently, it's been announced that High Guard is shutting down its server, which is crazy for a live service game. I mean, companies make these live service games to run indefinitely. It's supposed to be their cash cow. And reportedly, $200 million went into High Guard. All right.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And again, the game, sure, it might suck, but I think Jeff Keighley killed it, man. That's all I'm going to say. And here's my second proof, okay? A big game that announced that, you know, maybe not a lot of people were as hype of, but Yakuza. Have you ever played Yakuza? It's a pretty...
a little bit. I couldn't... Somebody asked me to play it on a stream once, so I gave... Those games are always on sale. So I think I maybe like Yakuza 1 or 0. One of them. I tried one of them. It was okay.
I'm new. Yeah, I mean, I'm new to the Yakuza scene. I haven't really dabbled with it too much. I'm on the second game right now. I started with Yakuza 0, and now I'm on Kiwami. And it's a pretty good game. The narrative is really cool. It's a beat 'em up game. It's really awesome. But the creator of Yakuza, Toshihiro Nagoshi, I hope I'm saying that correctly, also announced a game at the Game Awards. Gang of Dragon. And I'm gonna be honest, dude, it looked really cool. It looked really hype. It had that one actor, I forget his name. He's in a lot of things though. He's like a legitimate actor. He's in he's like the big face of it. I forget his name. But supposedly this is a game that people were very, very excited for. Game Awards announced it. Now we are learning that he ran out of money making it. Out of 4 years of development, I mean, if you look at the trailer, it's amazing. It's really cool. Everyone got hyped for it. He just asked NetEase, a company that is already scaling back its business model, he asked them for 7 billion yen, which
how much is that in US dollars?
USD is $44.4 million.
To finish
after 4 years. After 4 years of development, he asked for $44 billion to finish the game.
Yeah, how much has he already spent?
If you check the Google Doc, I linked the video to the trailer too, if you want that. Yeah. I'm sorry,
how much has he already spent on development of this game?
that is not information that we are privy to currently. I looked everywhere for it. All I know is I've seen things from like people that have like speculated how much it went into, and I don't really want to give out a number if I'm not really sure of it. But I mean, it's got to be millions, right? If he's asking for $44 million now, like say like conservatively, a game takes 5 years to make, right? That's a conservative number, especially a game that's like as big as this. So say it was going to go for another 4 years of development, maybe 2 more years. That's got to be like half, right? 44 million 4 years in is kind of insane, man. So I'm not even like against NetEase for a decision like that. Money is money, but like, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, I mean,
again, another game announced at the Game Awards, Tom. The curse, it's real.
Yeah, maybe it is. It's all that it's all that kid jumping on stage and yelling. He's ruined it for them.
Oh, you mean Matan? You know that guy's like a podcaster now.
Yeah, I've seen video. I've seen clips of his podcast. I don't understand how, like, for anybody who's wondering, there's this, what did he do? He jumped on stage and pretended.
He's famous for, yeah. So he's done this in other things too. I think it started with the Game Awards, but he jumped up on stage. But it wasn't Hideo Kojima. It was, what game? It was like a game that, wait, was it Black Myth Wukong's developers?
It might have been this guy. I think he's a French YouTuber podcaster kid. He's like 18 years old. He got famous, which is like, I think that this is a problem with internet fame. He got famous for jumping on stage and like, what did he do? He like thanked Bill Clinton something.
He somehow managed to get on stage with a bunch of these people that are just standing around. And these other people are like confused, so they don't really make a scene about it. They're like, why is he standing here?
Yeah.
And he kind of just waited until his moment to grab the microphone and ruined their kind of moment, because they were like working, I think it was Elden Ring, actually.
It was something, it was Elden Ring, like that.
Winning game of the year.
His podcast is awful. It's just him being kind of a troll. But like,
well, it's another podcast slop, right? I mean, I would like to say that we are in podcast slop, but you know, it is what it is, dude. He's like that other side of podcasting, and he made his entire career off of doing that, and I think he tried to do it again. I think he's done it twice. I don't even think this is. I
think he has done it twice. I hope that we're not. Well, I do hope that we're on the other end of it, and we're actually delivering at least moderately informed, entertaining opinions. Is our goal, is our hope.
When I say podcast slop, we have a direction. He's more of just like, you know,
chaotic.
I really don't know how to describe it. It's like kick streaming. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like a different vibe. It's like more bro stuff.
Yeah,
I know, like, he also got really famous for that one diss for that one girl. It's like he asked her how many books she's read.
Oh yeah.
What was the quote? Name 10 books. Could you name 10 books right now, Tom?
Yeah, if I had to, I guess.
I wouldn't be able to do it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't read.
Do you want me to name 10 books?
If you can do it, I'd be surprised. But yeah, go ahead, sure. Name 10 books. And listen, don't fucking do Harry Potter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't do that.
Okay, Harry Potter 1.
Okay.
The beginning. Harry Potter 2. The sequel.
What's the third one, Tom?
I'll say, okay, if I guess we're segueing into can we name, okay, this is okay, let's segue into can we each name 10 books. Okay, I'm gonna try to name 10 books off the top of my head.
I cannot name 10 books, Tom. I wouldn't be able to do it.
Okay, Catcher in the Rye.
Okay.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Okay, you're just doing stuff we've read in school. That's not fair. You can't do that.
The Dark Tower.
Oh, that's a good one. I know that one. That's a good one.
Okay. Should I just name nothing but Stephen King books because that's all that I know? It's The Shining, Misery, Green Mile, The Running Man, Carrie, Tommy Knockers. That's 10. There you go. Boom.
No, that's 9. One more.
That was 10. That was 10. I think that was 10.
Are you counting Harry Potter 1 and 2?
Well, I mean, we could.
Did I
what
count
about
wrong?
Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring?
Okay, that's a gimme. That's a gimme. Honestly, I didn't realize how many books I knew until you started naming Stephen King books, because my dad was really into Stephen King. You didn't name
also
Dreamcatcher. Is that a book?
Dreamcatcher is a book.
What about
Basically,
Pet Sematary?
Pet Cemetery is basically any. Stephen King is easy though because every
Yeah.
Stephen King book has been adapted into a movie.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. So you like double remember it. Yeah. No, I haven't read those. Have you read all those books, really?
I've read a lot of them. I have a lot of Stephen King books. I think the books are often, I think because his writing is the way that he writes in really cinematic language. He's directed movies and like written screenplays too. So I think that he writes his books almost like they're movies in structure anyway. So I think that they're easily adaptable. But I have read a lot of his books, and I do have a lot of his books. His books are good. A lot of them are very different than the movies, so you get a very different experience from them.
I think I can name every book I've ever read. I think I could count them on my hand, actually. I think I've only read like almost 5.
We gotta start reading more. We gotta start reading more books. I have to start reading more books too.
But why?
Because
what does it do for you? People say it makes you smarter, but like, why? Really? Where? How?
I think it's because you have to. I think with books, you have to literally use your You have to use your imagination. I think that for me, like when I read a book, I love movies too. Movies are a different thing. I feel though. I think that movies can also bring you a sort of like a different type of satisfaction. But I think that with a book, for me, the enjoyment I get out of a book is that I have to actually use my imagination. Like I have to like think of it. Like I have to like you can.
Yeah, you know, now that you say that, I feel like I haven't used my imagination in such a long time.
You're not using your brain,
sad, man.
That's
no,
it.
I'm not using my brain.
But I think that that's like why I do think that that's one. I think that's one of the reasons that reading.
That's crazy to think about. Holy shit! I can't remember the last thing I like imagined something like that.
But I think that that's it's like a cause for concern for modern society too. Yeah. I think that so many people are, because I'm guilty of this too. Like I'm not like
everyone's guilty of it.
I think everybody's guilty of it. But like at night, like I'm responding to comments and I'm like making clips of my like Twitch stream, and I'm doing my Twitch stream, and then I'm looking at YouTube, and I'm looking at TikTok. And like, what am I consuming? I'm just scrolling through, and it's like
you're just scrolling.
You're just scrolling, and like a lot of the content that's out there now is just nothing. It's people.
Well, it's not even that
literally talking about nothing.
There's brain rot, and that's in of itself is terrible, right? But there's also the fact that like we have media given to us. I never really thought about that with books. Like you kind of,
it's just done. Yeah,
it's done already, right? It's like already imagined for you. It's a story created already, and you're consuming it, which is great, which is fine. But like with books, like you have to imagine what the characters look like. You have to imagine the setting. You have to imagine. You kind of don't need to do that with anything else. That's crazy. Haven't thought about that in a long time. Maybe I'm gonna read a book, man.
Yeah, I think that's our next stream challenge.
How about we both start a book this week and we report back on next podcast?
Sounds good. I actually I just picked up a book. I was gonna start reading it anyway. Maybe you should get the same book.
What
Talisman.
Book? What is that about?
It's a Stephen King book.
Oh, so it's just like creepy shit? What is it about?
So I only know, so I picked it up specifically because apparently that was going to be the Duffer Brothers next thing they were going to do at Netflix after Stranger Things, because I guess it has a lot of the same like kids on an adventure supernatural force kind of a deal with it. And they went to Netflix. Netflix approved it and said, yes, this can be your next series. And then Netflix pulled the plug and was like, nah, we actually don't want you to do this. But apparently the Duffers dropped hints about it in Stranger Things. The book that Lucas is reading in the hospital to Max when she's in the hospital is The Talisman. So apparently they were like kind of connecting it to Stranger Things, and like this was supposed to be the Duffers' next project at Netflix, and then the deal fell through and now they're not doing it anymore. But hearing that they were interested in it and hearing that it had some elements that were similar to Stranger Things, and that this book partially inspired the Duffers to make Stranger Things in the first place, I was like, all right, I like Stranger Things. I want more of that. And they might do this as a project eventually. I was like, I'm going to pick this book up so I can read it. So that was actually going to be my next book anyway.
Okay, The Talisman. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe we both read chapter 1 and then we can talk about it.
I think it's a big book. We'll be talking about it for a while. I think it was like a 900-page book or something.
Well, okay, hold on now. Wait a minute.
I think it's time. Hey, listen, if you're going to jump.
Wait a minute now.
No. Noah, if you're going to jump in the pool, you got to jump in the deep end. There's no shallow end here.
Maybe you start with something smaller, Noah.
I was thinking like a kid's book.
Yeah. I tell you, I've got the perfect book for you, Noah.
Okay, what is it?
Shrek.
Shrek.
That's an actual. It's an actual book. The movie is actually based off of a book, so I think you should read it.
No, because okay. See, this is the problem, Jamie. We're talking about creating and imagining. I'm going to just imagine fucking Shrek while I'm reading the book. It's not gonna be left up to interpretation for me.
Maybe you can recreate
I'm gonna
it.
take Michael Myers and Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, it's already been done.
And Eddie Murphy as fucking Donkey. It's gonna be fucking too much.
I think to push on Shrek, I think then The Talisman would be good. The Talisman has been described as an unadaptable book. And that is why Netflix didn't believe the Duffers could do it, because apparently the Talisman is one of those. It's a very
Why is it
hard
unadaptable?
I think because it's so long and it's so crazy and there's so many different layers to it. I don't think that I think after
kind of like the Dark Tower. I heard that the Dark Tower adaptation was not very good, and I can understand why.
I think it's one of the. I think Stephen King. For me, the books that I've read. His books are always very different than his movies, and it takes a very specific director to adapt his. I think to handle it. I think that some directors can do it very, very well. Like Rob Reiner, for example. Rob Reiner, R.I.P., director who recently was murdered, very sadly.
Whoa! Oh, that was the guy. Oh shit.
Well, Rob Reiner adapted Stand By Me, which was from a Stephen King novel.
That's the guy that his kid killed him or something, right?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Damn.
But super insane, tragic story. But I think my point about that is that I think it takes a very specific director to like take Stephen King's ideas and then like translate them perfectly. And like Rob Reiner adapted Stand By Me. He adapted Misery. He adapted like other Stephen King, or Frank Darabont adapted Shawshank Redemption. Shawshank Redemption was from a Stephen King book. Or Stanley Kubrick adapted The Shining. So I think it takes a very specific director.
I didn't realize that all of that was from Stephen King. He's kind of it's kind of the
prolific.
Goat. Holy shit! Yeah, he's prolific. Yeah,
he's absolutely The Running Man. Even The Running Man, the Arnold movie from the '80s, Stephen King.
Really?
Yeah. So
yeah, that's where. I think I've seen clips of that. I actually haven't seen that movie.
But and also like, you know, just like some of his other movies, like Pet Sematary is a great movie. Yeah. There's so many really good Stephen King. The funny, this is like the last aside about Stephen King.
I'm reading The Talisman, dude. He sold me on it.
I think The Talisman seems like a fun one. The last aside about Stephen King that I think is really funny is that, did you know that Stephen King himself he's written screenplays based on his novels, and he's had a lot of his books adapted into films, but he's only written a screenplay and directed one movie himself. And if you want to see an absolutely batshit crazy movie, the name of the movie is Maximum Overdrive with Emilio Estevez, and it's all about killer robots. Like all of the appliances.
So fucking sick, by the way. Maximum Overdrive.
Yes, it's all about. So I'm going to give you the premise, because I think that the premise is explained on the back of the box. So there is I believe that there's a comet, and the radiation from the comet causes all appliances in the world to become alive, and they all start trying to kill everybody. And that's the premise for the movie. And it stars Emilio Estevez from the Mighty Ducks. But this is the only movie
from the Mighty Ducks, yes.
From the Mighty Ducks. This is the only movie that Stephen King has written and directed himself, and it is at the absolute height of Stephen King doing large amounts of cocaine. So it is the craziest. If you want to see a crazy movie, this is the it is. But then after this, they were like, "Yeah, you're a really good writer, but we don't ever want you to direct anything again. You can't. No, you're not allowed to direct anything ever again."
That is
And
so
he just
crazy.
said,
I gotta see it. I gotta see it. I gotta watch it.
It is a crazy one. Maximum Overdrive, everybody. I guess to pivot back, the Game Awards are cursed.
The Game Awards are cursed. Okay, we're gonna finish off the Power Hour, and we can keep talking about nonsense. We have the last thing is Pikmin. Have you heard of this game?
Pokemon?
No, Pikmin.
Pal World?
Not Pal World. Pikmin.
Nope.
So okay, so you've heard of Pal World at least, right? You know Pal World?
I've heard of it. I haven't played it. I do know that Pal World was Pokemon with guns, right? And then Pokemon kind of like sued them about it.
And at first, everyone was a little bit, weirded out that like Pal World came and made legally distinct versions of Pokemon, right? It was like they were kind of the Pokemon, but not really. They were changed. There was guns involved, and Nintendo kind of tried to sue Pal World. I don't know really what happened with that. I think it turned into nothing. I think Pal World's fine. But now there's a new game coming out that looks. I mean, honestly, dude, they're taking shots at everyone. It looks like Pal World. It has Pokemon in it. They are literally copying so many IPs. I can't even count. Like keep track.
I mean, it even sounds like Pokemon. It's called Pikmin.
It's called Pikmin. Yeah. Well, and I'm pretty sure the game developer for Pikmin sounds similar to the game developer for Pal World. Let me see. Pikmin game dev. It's like
it's Pocket Game, right? I think Pocket Game is the same developer, right? They did Pal World.
Not as Pal World. No. Pikmin. Okay, Pikmin debut trailer, Pocket Game, and Poke Game. No, different name. Pal World. I can just look it up on Steam. Actually, they are very similar. They're literally stealing the name from Pal World. It's crazy. But
I mean,
Jamie,
this sounds like it's gonna get shut down. It's like the same thing.
I would like to watch the trailer. I know for audio listeners, this is going to be a little bit weird. I would like to watch the trailer with Tom, and I want Tom to tell me everything he sees that this trailer has taken, let's say, the vision of. Yeah, okay, so it's Pocket Game developer for Pikmin, and for Pal World, the developer is Pocket Pair.
So they're just so not only are they stealing, they're stealing the game name, they're stealing the developer name too.
Yes. They are stealing everything, Tom. So we're gonna watch the beginning of the trailer, and you tell me. We're gonna watch the whole thing. It's not that long. And you tell me how many IPs they rip off at once.
I mean, this seems like it's just a scam. Like this seems like a bait and switch. This seems like they're gonna start an early access on how many times have we heard about that's happened? Where like a trailer will drop and they'll drop an early access to like the game, and then the game just doesn't come out, or it's just like it's like some obvious like scam game. Like that's what this sounds
that's
like.
What Pal World felt like, but it came out and it was a fully fledged game, and it was actually pretty decent. And to be honest, if this game just did what Pal World did and made everything look different, it would be fine. But they really didn't make it look that much different.
It's just the same
at
thing.
All. Yeah, so if when Jamie's ready, we can play, and you tell me how many things you got, and then I'll tell you how many things I've found that's a direct rip.
Okay, so for listeners, what I'm seeing is it looks like there's a Pikachu riding on the Legend of Zelda, the Link.
Okay, you got that. One, knock it down. One, Breath of the Wild. Okay.
It looks like Breath of the Wild, and like these are just what we're seeing now on screen is just Pokemon and Breath of the Wild together in one game, and
legally distinct. Yeah, I mean those directly
look
like Pokemon. It's insane.
It's Pokemon it looks like with Link in it. That's what this looks like.
You didn't play Final Fantasy that much, but if you notice, Jamie, can you go back a little bit before he's like gliding in? Like just a tiny bit. When he's like gliding into that little city area. Tom, do you remember the Aetherites in Final Fantasy 14?
Yes, the tuning.
Do you see the
rocks?
giant Aetherite?
Oh
in the
yeah,
middle of
those
this
are so
village?
they just have those from Final Fantasy in here.
Yep. So we got Aetherites. You can press play again, Jamie. Sorry. So that's 3 games they've already gotten. And you may be thinking, all right, well, it kind of looks like Power World. It didn't really like copy it that much.
Do they eventually
right?
get guns? Is that what's gonna happen here?
Well, you're gonna have to wait and find out, dude. Tom, we can't skip ahead, man. Legally distinct Pikachu.
The animals are like cute animals. Why would you give them weapons?
I mean, to be honest, like if they just changed it even more. Okay, there's the capturing. They changed it like a little bit more. This game just looks cool.
Also, there's farming. So they're not that the farming, and for anybody watching, there was a farming segment or listening rather. So that to me, and not that that's like specific to any genre, but that just looked like Harvest Moon or any of those like life.
No, it's like survival
games.
craft. Here you go, Tom. Ready?
Yeah. And they have guns. All right, now they just it just turned into Fortnite. It turned into goddamn Fortnite. Why? It just turned into it's just Fortnite now.
So,
all right.
And on top of that, here we go. Maybe you know that the Akira slide.
And now they have
watch that.
Yep. Now they have motorcycles. Now they have Transformers now. Okay.
Okay, wait. Pause it right there, Jamie. Now, this is also really crazy. So let's count it now. They've gone after Breath of the Wild. They've gone after Pokemon. They've gone after Power World. They've gone after Final Fantasy 14. They have the Akira slide, which a lot of IPs have the Akira slide. It's whatever, right? That is Roadhog from Overwatch, Jamie. I don't know if you want to pull up the side by side. I sent it in the DMs.
It's
that
just the same character.
Literally Roadhog.
They just removed the tattoos.
It is literally Roadhog from Overwatch. So now they've gone after Blizzard officially. People are saying this is going to be the most sued game of all time if it comes out. If they come out and generate revenue from this game, they have officially ripped off like everything. It's insane.
I think if I had to get like conspiracy about what we're seeing here, I think that so many of these character designs are so close. I think that this was intentional. And I think what I think what they're trying to do is make controversy and even potentially get like a cease and desist letter. And then they're just going to swap out the character designs for completely different ones. But I think that they're trying to generate controversy with these character designs so that they'll then swap them for a different skin. But I think that they're doing this to get controversy and to get people to like pay attention to them.
I do kind of like that idea. I do. I mean, it could also be that this entire game is just AI generated and they use those characters as prompts. Right? Yeah. Give me a guy that looks like Roadhog from Overwatch.
I really hope not, but I think also sadly, I think that we are entering a very specific age of AI slop. I do think that, and like, listen, AI, I don't want the AI to be around, but the AI is not going anywhere. I think we're getting into that age of like, there's going to be very obvious AI slop for a while. And I think that we're in that age of like a programmer not really understanding how to use it very well. And they're typing in, make me Zelda Pokemon and like put Overwatch Man in it. And like, that's what they're doing.
Unfortunately, I think it can't do everything that's shown here. In terms of assets, I do believe probably a lot of it has been used, like AI has been used. So I don't know exactly to what extent.
Definitely.
Whatever. But like obviously a lot of this has been like, very closely ripped off with intention. I do believe some of it is kind of what you're talking about. But they're not just going after major game studios though. They are ripping off fan artist designs. If you look at the article I sent, Jamie, that's the biggest issue right now that people are having because they're going after the people itself.
They're stealing stuff from everybody.
They are stealing, yeah. So there's like a Meganium like creature in the, I think it's actually in like the game art for like the front page of the game art. It's a direct rip from another person's Meganium art. If you can see that side by side, it's right there. I mean, it's crazy. Now, to be fair, I think Palworld also went through something like this where they kind of ripped off a design from someone else. But I
Yeah.
mean, either way, like this is, I mean, it's where's the shame? Like, I understand Tom's like, going after these big companies or whatever, ripping them up. Some random artists on Twitter, like that's and that's just one, right? How many other people have gotten ripped off? Look, this looks like
Oh
another one
yeah.
too. Yeah, I mean, that's insane, dude. It's
I
crazy.
think sadly, I think that even the big studios, like as much as I love their stuff, but even like Larian is like they're openly like Sven Vicky or whatever his name is
Mhm.
openly just like getting hostile with people because they're using AI to like in their early development of assets now, they're just using AI for character like for item develop like to for development
So hold on, wait.
purposes.
The Larian Studios is getting mad at other game companies for using AI. Is that what's happening?
I'm just saying that like this is we're gonna see a lot of this where like it
Yeah,
like this AI generated stuff. And it's not just a studio like this, it's also like big respected studios are also like putting things in the AI machine to like give us like early concept art. And I saw a thing recently where Sven Vicky, he was like getting a bit hostile with people because people were yelling at him online of like, why are you doing this? And he was like getting hostile at the people back. And it's
yeah.
like I don't know what the companies expect for us to say, but for something like this is like at least with Larian, they're like, we're going to move everything to not AI, but we're using this for early concepts.
Yeah.
And to help aid our developers in their processes or whatever. This is shameless. Like this one here is just like this is like make me the game. I like Fortnite, Overwatch,
Well,
Zelda,
the
Pokemon.
problem with this is right. It goes into the idea like, sure, they are directly ripping off this artist's design, but a lot of AI, like, it had to be trained on something, right? Like that was the
Right.
biggest problem with AI in the beginning, and it's not really talked about anymore because it's already happened. It's already done, right? I mean, Twitter was used to scour for art and content that people have created fed into AI, and before there was any legality for it. I don't even know if there's any legality for it now. I mean,
I
just
don't think so. Not in America. Not in America. I think
not
all
in
of those
America.
legislations have been like rolled back thanks to a certain administration.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah,
it's
like
messed
I think
up,
that
but it's like, what are we gonna
yeah,
do about it, man? Like, it's
it
eventually
it
you're not even gonna be
yeah.
able to tell, and you're not even gonna be able to fight it. It's just, it's like the advance of what is it, technology? It's like unstoppable. What are you gonna do about it?
Well, look at like there was even talk of like possibly disqualifying Claire Obscure from winning any sort of like future awards or like previous awards because
Really? I didn't know
people
that.
people found that they used AI assets and like they used it
Wow.
specifically for background elements, and then
Yeah.
people called
Well,
them
a
out
lot
on
of
it.
people use AI for that now. Even anime does that now for backgrounds.
Well,
They use
so
AI.
this is the problem with AI, and like this I think goes to like big studios too. Like, and I know Claire Obscure, like that studio's not big, like big, but they're big
Yeah.
enough. Like they had like backing.
Yeah, well, they were an
The,
indie company that was backed by Xbox, by
they
Microsoft.
were
So like, yeah,
also
they had
former
like triple A
they were
development.
they were also former Ubisoft developers, so they were
Oh, I had
like
no idea about that.
yeah. They weren't like pure indie.
Yeah.
But like with Claire Obscure, the AI that was discovered, the AI background assets were discovered, and then they changed them, but that's only what we've found. You know what I mean? And I think that
Yeah.
like that's what we're gonna start seeing more of,
Well,
where
yeah. I mean,
companies
that's exactly what's found. Yeah.
right, that's only what we saw. What else was AI? Like
Mhm.
were the character designs AI? Was the story AI? Was like the music AI? Like
The
what was
problem is
AI
like,
versus what wasn't?
where do you draw the line in a lot of this stuff, right? There was a game that I really liked called The Alters. I think it's a really well made game. It's an indie developed game. It's a really cool concept. People found out that because it's futuristic, so there's like screens everywhere, and some of the screens have like useless things on it. It's just for like background, right? And someone found out that the text on those screens, if you look really closely, is just AI generated rambling text, right? And people got mad at the alters. And in my head, I'm like, well, is that do we really care that much about something like that? Some
It's a
random
weird
text.
debate.
It's like
Yeah.
it's gonna get to the point where like we can't even fight it anyway. So small things like that, I don't really mind. But honestly, it's dystopian. I mean, we're gonna get to the point where like how you go to the grocery store and you find like organic produce, right? We're gonna come to the point where we're gonna be like organic video games, farm to table video games made completely by humans, no AI added. Like you know what
But
I mean?
I think that's yeah, I'm with you that like because like even like a game like Resident Evil 9, if you look at the text on the documents that you find in the game, I'm pretty sure that that's AI because it's all just like gobbledygook. It's like just nonsense. And then like
the text on the documents, I feel like, oh well, hold on, the ones that you like can interact with and you can read, or the ones that are just like scattered around a room or something.
the ones you can interact to read, like if you look at the documents themselves, they're not like decipherable. And then like when you read it, it'll like come up and it'll be like text. But like my point is like something like that, I'm not like, okay, whatever. Like there's like some like background element that it was easier for them just to do copy paste like all this background. I would rather
You're not saying
be,
the actual text that's shown on the screen that you read is AI. You're saying
no,
the garble
like
on the PNG. Yeah. Okay.
On the PNG is like, I think that that's probably AI. But I think that that's where we're headed is that company. And I'm less critical of that if a company is just using, they're like, all right, I just need this background thing to be like this is an AI asset. I'm less critical of that, but I do think that we're getting, that's a weird like line because then it's a line. It's like how much are they going to
me? I think it shouldn't be AI. I think none of it should be AI.
I don't think it should be either. But
you should pay someone for that, right? And they can have a job, and that's an artist's thing, right? They should have a job. So to me, I think that, but like also at the same time, do I think that is going to be what it is in the long term? Like, how are you going to fight? How are you going to stop these major game companies? How are you going to stop an indie game developer from saving money and just getting like, you know what I mean? There's there's no stopping it. I think we can draw the line some points, but eventually it's just gonna be too much, man.
I'm wondering, and I as well, I agree with you. I would rather everything be 100% human made, but like, yeah, it's like, I think you have to like, I think we have to draw a line. Like we have to like draw that line ourselves and decide what we're going to consume versus what we're not going to consume. I'm trying to be as intentional as possible. And if somebody came to me and said, Tom, I have this movie, like if you came to me and you said, hey, I made an ARG, it's 100% AI, but like, I wrote it, but then I had like AI, like do the assets for it or whatever. But like I had to use AI, I would say, good luck with your project. I don't want to watch it. But that's like a draw the line. But
I would much rather someone have an actual thing that
right. But if somebody just came to me and said, like, hey, I couldn't afford this, like maybe I would let it slide more. Like they're like, oh, I couldn't afford this thing. I think we have to draw that line for ourselves. I wish that everything would be human generated. And like that's the problem is that it is a slippery slope. That like if you allow one thing, then you're going to allow two things. And you might allow three things. And you might allow four.
No, 100%,
like that's the problem. It's a slippery slope. So I think that all we can do is be as intentional as possible and support artists as much as we possibly can. I was actually thinking about this yesterday, as a matter of fact. I watched a movie with my wife from the early 2000s. It wasn't a great movie. It was like it was okay. It was an okay movie. It's called Four Feathers. It's a Heath Ledger movie from the early 2000s. She loves this movie. I've never seen it. I thought it was okay. It was all right. Something I thought about with this movie specifically is this thought that I've had a lot of times where this was a historical epic movie. It's set in the early 1900s, and this movie was made in 2002. So all of the people and all of the extras and all of the sets, I was like, all of this is real. And I was like, I want all movies to be this. I was like, there's thousands of extras. I'm like, they had to actually film all of these people in the desert. And there's thousands of extras here. And even if this wasn't an amazing movie, it was like an okay movie. Like I thought it was okay. They had to actually shoot 1,000 extras in the desert. to like get this shot. And I was like, that's amazing. Now
it is
that would
amazing.
just
It's
be
the same thing with like Lord of the Rings, right? Like
right.
that was all people.
They had all the
they
extras.
They had all those extras. I mean, it's crazy.
And now,
it's insane.
now
to deal
it would
with,
just
but
be
it
would just be it would all be AI. All of it would just be AI. Like, or not all of it, but it would be the Avengers, where they have 10 people on a soundstage with a green screen, and then there's 1,000 AI extras in the background.
I can only imagine how much AI is being used in the movie space right now that we can't even tell, right? Because they can just really
we
go
don't know.
through with a fine-tooth comb and really like make sure you can't tell. You know what I mean? They can generate the whole thing as much as they can, and then just they have meticulously make it so okay, you can't tell this AI I do this if I do this.
You know what I saw recently that I was like, I kind of had like an oh crap moment.
What?
Is somebody posted this, like they posted like a just a video, but it was a funny reaction, but also scary, where they were like, I haven't really noticed that much AI stuff recently. And then it cut to them with like a scared face saying, I haven't noticed that much AI stuff recently. But like, that's where we are, is that like, I haven't noticed. You know why you haven't noticed it? Because it's starting to look a lot better, and we're having a harder time discern. Like, Will Smith eating spaghetti 4 years ago.
It's gonna get really. You can still kind of tell now. I follow a lot of subreddits that are like dedicated to finding out if something's AI. It's called "Is this AI?" and stuff like that. And it's unfortunate, but a lot of posts I see on there too is like of real places in the world. And like people have to like be like, nope, this is real. Nope, this is a real video that was posted 5 years ago. Right? Like we are becoming slowly not able to tell, and the line is getting blurred. And if it's not like outright ridiculous, you're not gonna be able to tell. I mean,
yeah, it's
what,
scary.
What did people use before? How many fingers the person has? Look, this person has 5 fingers or 6. That's
or they're like their mouth. They're like, you can still sort like. That was a crazy moment for me. I was watching a commercial came on. I was like watching TV and a commercial came on, and I was like, this commercial is AI. And it was like, because their mouths were moving a little weird. And I was like,
like you can tell now. You can tell, but it's only because it has that feel. It's unnatural. It's uncanny valley, right? What's gonna happen?
It's only gonna get worse.
Yeah, what's gonna happen in 2 years?
What I will say, to segue back to the topic of the Game Awards being cursed, I do hope that Jeff Keighley from the Game Awards, the guy who runs the Game Awards, I do hope that he takes a hard stance in the near future and is just like, if your game used AI, it can't win Game of the Year. I do hope he's in a position where he could set that standard.
But he's gotta understand eventually like every game company is gonna do it, right? Like what is he gonna have left to announce? Like indie games, like random indie games? I love indie games. I would love that, but that's not going to give him the money to hold a whole game award ceremony, right? Like Microsoft's definitely going to use AI. Like, you know what I mean? PlayStation's going to use AI. It's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be really bad. I think Jeff Keighley really needs to reevaluate though what he announces at the end of the game.
I think that's an important point, is that whatever he's announcing at the end, what is this dragon? What's the name of the game?
What?
Dragon.
Oh, Gang of Dragon. No, that wasn't something that was announced at the end. That was Highguard.
Well, Highguard.
Yeah.
Something that we talked about previously is that you said that the budget for Highguard was $200 million.
$200 million.
Something to point out is that a game, and I pointed this out before, is that a game like the Silent Hill 2 remake, which I thought was pretty good. It wasn't like I like the original more, but the remake was good. I think that Bloober made that game for something like $20 million. They could have made like many. They could have made 10, 15, 20 for that amount of money. A studio like Bloober could have made 10 Silent Hill 2s for the cost of one game that lasted for 45 days and is now gone forever. That's crazy.
It's gone forever. Like actually though, like if you go on to Highguard right now and log in, it just says it's a static screen that says Highguard.
What a waste of money. $200 million. Like imagine all the great, like the movies.
Well, think about the people that bought the game.
People. Oh, wait, like you spent $70 on the game. guess that's another thing to point out is we are now entering into that era of like, if a game goes offline, a game like Highguard, you
Yeah.
spent $70 on that game. The game no longer has.
I'm just
it
double
no longer
checking
has.
if you had to buy it. I don't know,
But
because it was a live service game. It might have been free to play.
but if let's say you had to buy like skins
I
or
know where
like
you're going
whatever
with it,
for
though,
it,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
like you spent money on this game, and now that the servers are dead, you can no longer access this thing. I think that that's like a scarier thing, and that's something about Steam. Steam's DMCA policy is if they're like in their terms of service, if the company decides not to support that game any longer, Steam will just yank it. You no longer have access to it.
Well, I just looked up Highguard on Steam, and it's not there.
It's just gone. So you no longer, you bought it, you paid for it, you paid for your skins or whatever. It's gone. You literally.
I think that's less on Steam though,
money.
but more on the fact that they have no servers to run the game. So, like I said, there's a game to play. I don't know if you know anything about the Stop Killing Games movement. There's been a big movement going around to instead of companies sunsetting live service games, leaving the ability for individuals to run their own servers of the game if they wanted to. You know,
Yeah,
obviously, like
I think that that's good.
yeah, I think it's better than nothing, right?
Yeah.
It's actually that's one of the big things that Pirate Software got into controversy for is because he was against that. For some reason, he was against that.
You know,
But-
I know that we'll end up talking about Pirate Software at some point. You know, I don't really understand, and we've got a few minutes left on the show, everybody. We're not going to get into a big Pirate Software discussion.
No big tangent. No big tangent.
Yeah, I will say the little I know about his like fall, because I've seen so many like videos popping up about his fall. I really don't understand it. He hasn't done anything that like other than my understanding is he abandoned a teammate in World of Warcraft and the character
I'll tell you what happened.
He won't admit that it was a bad thing. That's why he was canceled, because of World of Warcraft?
No. I'm going to tell you right now why he was canceled, okay? I'm going to summarize it very, very shortly, and then everyone else can do their own digging, because, again, we don't have time for a tangent like this.
Yeah. This is a tangent.
Pirate Software is someone who has held himself in very high regard with a massive ego for a very long time. He's done very weird things across many different games, not just WoW. Okay, as a content creator, he's also put out a game that has been in early access, I think, for 10 years now, or something like that. There's multiple things. He's got skeletons in the closet, and essentially what he did in WoW pissed off so many people enough for the real degens to start doing some big digging on who this person actually is.
Okay,
so it's not
all
it's
of
not
his
the WoW stuff that canceled him.
Okay.
It's all the things that came out because of that. I mean, we're talking, and this is the worst part of it. He used to smear cum on his door, on his wall or something in an apartment that he shared with somebody, and then when he moved out, he didn't clean it. And there's like a lot of things. We're not going to go into that though.
It sounds like you kind of want to go into it.
No, I could talk about it for hours though.
Maybe in the after show, if you want to hear Noah talk about Pirate Software, come to the. I'll just say
sure.
I'll
in the after show, we'll talk about Pirate Software. I can go a long time about it, man.
I will just say, from my perspective, I looked up his when he started getting really popular. I looked up his game. It didn't really seem. It looked like very Undertale inspired, and I like Undertale well enough.
Inspired.
But the game, it's whatever it is. I'll
doing
just
air
say
quotes for the audio listeners. Inspired.
The game didn't entice me enough to like look into his game any more than like I was like, all right, well, you know, whatever. And
I bought the game and played it. It was bad. So
see, I other than that, like I have no context for like he seems like from the clips that I saw of him, he seemed fine.
So that's the messed up thing is like I was someone, and this is why I know so much about it. I was someone that really liked Pirate. Right when I first started getting his YouTube shorts in, I watched over every single one of them. I really liked it, but I also really like WoW, so I was very into what he was doing. You
were his demographic. You're like he was a WoW player. You're a WoW player. Yeah, he worked for Blizzard at some point. You like all the Blizzard stuff. Like you were his demographic.
Yeah, I was exactly his demographic. I watched his streams and everything. And you know when he did that WoW stuff, it was really funny. It was stupid. And you know, of course, it was annoying. I didn't hate him personally or whatever. I wasn't gonna stop watching his content because of it, right? It wasn't until all this stuff came out afterward to really start to see what kind of a person he was, what kind of things he
Okay.
did. I still think he is somewhat of a decent person with a bad attitude. He runs a ferret
Yeah, he has an
rescue?
animal rescue. That's like
Yeah.
that's really noble.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, bad people could do good things. You know, I'm not saying, again, bad people is a term. I think he's just a douche. I think that's really what it comes down to. He has done some bad things though. Again, with this game that he's supposed to be releasing, I really don't like this kind of shit where you release a game, tell people it's coming out, you get a bunch of people to buy it, and then you never release the game. Right? Essentially, what happened was he got famous for making
the clips, right? He made all the short. He made
his
YouTube shorts made him famous.
His Twitch content is him working on his game, right? But
he's
apparently
never
he
released
never
his game,
actually.
yeah.
Well, never. He actually, the things that he's doing are so minute, and he talks so much that he doesn't actually work on it. And I think because he blew up on Twitch and became so popular, he's made so much more money than he'd ever released from the game. He kind of put the game to the wayside. Now the people that have bought the game, like me, are what? We don't have a finished game ever. It's never going to come out. You know what I mean? In fact, it was so not worked on that Steam threatened to close the game. Like he would not, like the game would not be released. It would be taken off Steam. So we had to start doing monthly updates, but the monthly updates are like changing like a couple lines of code and that's it. It goes, I can go into it big detail. We'll do it in the after show.
Well, here, what we'll say is if you would like, I don't know anything about, his name is Thor. Is that right?
Jason. His middle name is Thor.
But middle name is Thor. I've heard his name is Thor. Jason. If you would like to know more, it should be pinned in the YouTube chat. If you would like to hear more, I will be hearing about this for the first time. I only know a very small amount of information. That we'll go over it in the after show, which is on our Patreon, and Noah can tell me all about the. Hey, I'm interested. I'm interested to hear about this. But I will say, I think that brings us to the end of the show. Are we? So we'll announce it on the Discord as to what we're doing exactly. But so next week, I think we're going to try to do a hybrid call-in videos.
I don't think hybrid. I think you just made that videos? Up. We'll do videos, I think. Yeah. So I think
we're gonna do recorded videos.
If anyone wants to tell a story, whether it be paranormal or just strange story that happened in your life.
Jamie, can I stop you right there? Can you switch to your camera while you're talking, please?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, thank you.
This one right here. Okay. So anyway, as we were talking, I'm speaking telepathically. What do you mean?
Wow, is that something all British people can do?
Yeah, that's what we do when we're sleeping. We just start talking. Why else do you think I enter your chat?
I knew you were wizards.
At 3 a.m. I'm actually sleeping.
Oh, yeah, you're kind of like Harry Potter. This makes a lot of sense.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Harry Potter.
Exactly.
You drank too much butter beer and you fell asleep.
If you would like to tell some spooky stories in a video form, you can probably post them in the MadBox podcast Discord. Or if you would like to type out a story, I guess you could do that. I could probably read it to Noah and Tom as well. Basically, if you get some interesting spooky stories, or just even if it's a funny story, feel free. I think next week we'll experiment to see what we want for a call-in show. Okay. But we're going to do it more of a... people can send it in during the week. I think what we'll also do is people can send it over the course of the month. But since this is last minute, since it's going to be just 7 days, you guys can send stuff in the next 7 days. But going forward, you guys will probably have a full 30 days to send stuff to us. And then when we get to that episode, that's what we'll do. We'll react to some stories, spooky, silly, funny, whatever it would be, what you guys feel. Feel free to send them in, and I'll be vetting them, so you can't just say something weird and I'm just gonna randomly play it on stream and it's gonna be you saying the N-word or something like that. No, it's gonna be
right. So if you want to do something, Jamie's gonna vet these before, but if you want to do something really weird,
don't do it, Tom.
Now's the time to do it.
Don't do it, Tom.
Jamie likes that.
Sure.
Jamie really likes it when you slip something into the video that he would not want to see. He's
British.
That is not true. That is a lie. Don't do that.
No, he's British. No. The British like that sort of thing.
All right. I think it's time to wrap it up.
Anyway, thank you very much for being here. Please, if you like the show, like it, comment. You'll find us everywhere: Spotify, YouTube. Rate and review us. We're gonna go to the after party, the after stream. But thank you very much for being here. You can find me on Twitch. Mr. Whiskers loves you. You can find Noah on Twitch during the week. MfNoah, and Jamie has switched to every Saturday. Well, he's asleep right now. Inside a Mind every Saturday on Twitch as well. So you can find us live streaming video games and yelling about all sorts of other stuff during the week. But we'll see you. We'll see you on the Discord. Stay mad, everybody.